This is a special report. Since its establishment, NASA has accomplished many great scientific and technological feats in air and space according to the NASA website. NASA is one of the most accredited scientific research agencies in the world. Team SOS had the opportunity to sit down with NASA's chief scientist, Dr. Stofan. Dr. Stofan has been the chief scientist of NASA for almost 2 years. She is the third woman to hold this title and takes pride in her position.
My primary job as chief scientist is to advise the NASA administrator, Charlie Bolden, on science policy across the agency. So that covers all the areas of science that we do, studying the sun, the universe, the solar system, and our favorite planet, the Earth, but also studying humans up on the International Space Station, getting ready to send humans to Mars one day. So it's really looking across that broad area of science. What are the themes? What are the connections? And what's the way forward for NASA?
Dr. Stofan goes on to talk about life before NASA.
I started out at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory out in California. I'm a planetary geologist. I study volcanoes on Venus, Mars, the Earth, and one of Saturn's moons called Titan. So I started out at JPL quite a long time ago now, I think back in 1989 or 1990. And I worked on a mission to Venus, and then I worked on a mission to Mars. I worked on 2 shuttle missions where I stayed on the ground, but we flew an instrument twice on the shuttle in 1994 to look at the Earth, all aspects of the Earth and how it's changing.
Dr. Stofan talks about how anxious she was taking on this position.
So you have a lot of trepidation, and then frankly you have a lot of nerves because you would go into a room and you look around the room and you say, are there any people in this room that look like me? And there aren't a lot of people in the room that look like you. And so that also makes you feel, so you have to find that confidence from within yourself and say, you know, I do belong here, I have something to contribute.
NASA has done many things as an agency in which they have provided information for the world. NASA's current mission is exploring how to get humans to Mars.
How can we, as an international community, get humans to Mars in the 2030s? And it's going to be hard, it's going to take a lot of work, and it's going to take the global community to be able to do it. Mars, it's really a question of trying to understand the history of water on Mars, which is what Mars Express and the Marsus instrument we were doing. We were trying to figure out where's the water on Mars now, how deep below the surface of it is. And you might say, well, why should we care about water on Mars? It's so far away. Well, water is the key ingredient, we think, for the formation of life. And scientifically, we have a pretty good reasons to believe that Mars had those conditions that were benevolent to life forming for a long period of time early in its history. So there's a good chance that life evolved on Mars.
Dr. Stofan visited Hampton University to talk to students more about life on Mars.
Are we alone? It's something that, people have wondered about for millennia, looking up at the night sky and saying, are we all there is? Mars is so key because of the fact we know there was stable liquid water for so long on the surface. But one of the other fascinating bodies to me to study in our solar system, if we're really trying to push at that question of are we alone, is what are the limits of life? And you guys right here at Hampton University are working on this kind of research, really cutting edge, that's saying, do we have the ability in the next 5 to 20 years to really say we've got a great candidate for a potentially habitable planet around another star?
Science is a significant part of Dr. Stofan's life, and she doesn't plan to slow down anytime soon because she enjoys what she does.
It's certainly what I enjoy doing, and I can't ever imagine not getting really excited about it because it's so much what I enjoy. I go out and study volcanoes in the field, have all kinds of fun like that.